Hi, it's Tracy here from the West Grey Public Library. Welcome to our Children's Mindful Moments and Meditation. So I'll just wait a moment here if we have any participants popping on. I know that a lot of you are watching this afterwards, so just a reminder again that all of these videos are posted to our YouTube channel to refer back to after. And please be just noticing we've got some comments on our posts as well. If you're commenting at the bottom or just even posting, sending pictures of how things are going for you and the programming and any reading that's being done, then we can put our children's names in the draw. So we have a weekly draw of different prizes. So thank you everyone for your participation. So before we get started, or let's get started by having a seat. So just taking a moment, come to a comfortable place, maybe somewhere fairly quiet or perhaps even outside. And what we'll do before we get into what our topic is today, we're going to take some deep breaths together. And that just helps us to focus our mind and focus our listening ears on what it is we're doing together. So using our breathing ball, and we're going to breathe in our nose and out our nose. Okay, and this can help us to calm down if we have a really busy brain and we're thinking of a lot of things. So we'll sit up nice and tall so we can make space in our chest and in our belly for all this fresh air to come in and fill us up with lots of energy. Okay, so we'll sit up nice and tall and we'll take a big breath in our nose and then breathe out your nose. Empty all the air out. And then take another big breath in. Fill your body up with all that air. And then breathe it out. One more time. Big breath in. And breathe it out. Excellent. And then we'll just do a little bit on our head and face just to make sure our listening ears are here. So we'll tap our forehead with our fingers. Sometimes when we have lots of racing thoughts in our mind, we can tap on our head just to calm things down. We can feel our body. Sometimes we can walk around thinking in our bodies a whole bunch, and it's really important to feel our bodies. So we'll tap down towards the sides of your eyes. Can you massage beside your eyes just a little bit? And then down in front of your cheeks, in front of your ears. Let your jaw wiggle and massage. And then tug your ears just a little bit. Tug, tug, tug. Excellent. Can you lift the tops of your ears up? Very good. And then we'll just do 4 strokes down our arms. 1, 2, 3, and our last one, 4. Wonderful. So last week, if you watched our videos and participated, we were talking about having superpower listening. So when we have our superpower listening, if we close our eyes, and sometimes even when we cover our ears, we can hear a whole bunch more, like all of the thoughts, or even sometimes we can hear our body breathing. So let's do that together. We're going to take 3 breaths and listen to our breath. Okay, so let's warm our hands up. It's always nice to feel our nice warm hands on our ears. So rubbing your palms together, making them nice and warm, like that warm sunshine outside. And then place them just gently over your ears. Maybe you close your eyes, and we'll take those 3 breaths like we did earlier, nice and slow, in your nose and out your nose, and in your nose, nice and slow, and out your nose, nice and slow. And our last one, nice and big, loud breath, and out your nose. I'd love to hear from you when you cover your ears like that and you close your eyes. Do you hear your breath a little bit louder? So what I want to talk to you about today is using our imagination. And we want to imagine in our minds about how we can react or respond to different situations. So, and situations that maybe we can't control or we can't change. Because I think that we can all agree that the only thing that we can change and control is how we act, okay, on our own. So we're going to practice this a little bit. So I want you to close your eyes for a moment, and using your imagination, can you see the color blue? So in your mind, imagine you see the color blue. And you can decide if you want to see a shape to that color blue. Maybe you see the blue sky. So with your eyes closed, you're going to see the color blue. And then now I want you to change that and imagine and see the color red. So look, now maybe you see a different shape or a different size, but something that is red in your imagination. Okay, and then let's blink our eyes open again. So there we go. We can see how we can use our imagination, and when you can use your focus in your mind to see something different or to change the way that we look at things. Okay, so let's think about a square. Okay, so can we close our eyes? And I want you to imagine again a square. And maybe this square that you see with your imagination feels like a square maybe you'd like to walk inside of. Or maybe you'd like to walk around the square. Or maybe it's a big giant square. Or a tiny little square. It can be whatever you'd like it to be. It's your square in your imagination. Okay, and now we're going to imagine something different. We're going to imagine a circle now. Maybe that square changes its shape and moves into a circle. Can you see it changing? Maybe the circle is floating in the sky. Maybe it's a circle on your wall. Where do you see that circle? And then we'll blink our eyes open. So it's not that we want to necessarily change things, but sometimes when we look at something or we hear something that maybe sounds scary or that we're worried about, and we would like to change it. Maybe we ask a question and we don't really like the answer, or maybe we hear something that a friend is saying and we don't really like what they're saying. It doesn't make us feel really good. So sometimes then we just react, or maybe we're upset. But what we can do is take a moment and recognize that we can, and look, we've already done it with our imagination, with our power of our minds, that we can see something different. And maybe we can't change everything, but we can always change how we act. And if we're feeling really angry or frustrated by something that someone else has said or done, then we don't want to necessarily fight about that, and we don't want to argue or get worried about that. So we can take a moment and close our eyes, and maybe we can imagine something else. We can imagine something that makes us feel a little bit better, a little bit more calm inside, like those deep breaths or the clouds passing in the sky. And then when we feel better, we act better, right? Do you think we can all agree on that? When we feel really good, usually we act a little bit better, and we're kinder and more caring and helpful to the people around us, which helps us as well. Okay, so let's use our imagination again one more time, because all of this just takes a little bit of practice, just like anything you do, anything at school or sports or at home or with your friends. The more you practice something, the better that you get at it. Okay, so let's imagine that we hear some news that maybe we don't really like. Like we've asked for something and we've heard the answer no, and we're a little bit upset with that, okay? So maybe we see something in our mind, so let's close our eyes and we see something in our mind that we really, really want. But someone has said no to us, and we're feeling a little sad or angry about that. So can you, in your mind, imagine that there's something else that you can do that's going to make you feel a little bit better, a little bit happier? So maybe there was somewhere that you wanted to go, but now there's somewhere else or something else that you can do. Can you imagine that in your mind? You change the activity that you're doing, or maybe you just see a pretty picture or something that makes you feel a little calmer or happier. And then can you stay there for a moment, and with your eyes closed, maybe you can imagine I'm holding the breathing ball in front of you. And we're going to take a deep breath in together, okay? We're going to breathe in our nose on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. And then breathe out for the count of 3. 3, 2, 1. And then we'll blink our eyes open. And hopefully that helps you to feel a little bit better. And always remember, maybe you missed our other video where we made worry boxes. And sometimes it's just helpful to write down those worries or those things that we're upset about and put them in a box or tell somebody. Sometimes that can help us to feel a little bit better too. All of these things just take a little bit of practice. So I look forward to hearing from you to find out what different activities you're practicing of our mindful moments and our meditation. So before we go, let's take our hands and we'll rub them together until they're nice and warm. And we'll place those caring hands that we have on our own body, on our heart and on our belly. Doesn't that feel nice to feel those hands on your body, your own hands? So let's take a big breath into our hands. Fill up your body with lots of fresh air and energy. And then we'll breathe out our mouth. Breathe it out nice and slow. Very good. Let's do that one more time. Feel your breath and your body fill up into your hands. And then breathe out your mouth. Very good, everyone. Thank you so much for spending some time with me for our mindful moments and meditation. I really look forward to hearing how these are helping you every day and what you've been up to this summer. So please send us a comment in below, and I'd love to hear from you, and I look forward to seeing you next week, Tuesday at 11 a.m. for our next mindful moment and meditation. Bye-bye, everyone.